It is a totem smash kind of day. How is everybody doing? My name is Echo, keeping you all updated with Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Today, we have a brand new beta and preview. This is the version 1.21.20.21. Before we get into this, the developers did leave us a very special message. They said, "Greetings, dear readers. This week, we begin the 1.21.20.21 betas and previews. And we know that many of you who follow the update versions closely will be expecting a retail update soon. However, after careful consideration, we have decided that we will be skipping the 1.21.10 update. Instead, we will focus on 1.21.20 to prioritize more quality and stability improvements. But fear not, all the tweaks from the recent betas and previews won't be lost. They will also be included in the 1.21.20 update. And we will be assessing and addressing critical bugs in hotfixes as we did in 1.21.1. Thank you for your patience and understanding, and please keep sending us your feedback and bug reports. We really appreciate your input." So, important news. 1.21.10 has theoretically been cancelled, and all of those features will now be introduced in 1.21.20. Now, just like you, we are waiting for bug fixes, and there's some horrendous issues currently happening in the latest versions. So it's highly likely we will see a couple more hotfixes in the coming weeks. Moving on to features and bug fixes, starting with banners. Mirrored the backside of Skull, Guster, and Flow banner textures. We have a bug report. So this has been around for quite some time. It wasn't fixed before 1.21 was introduced, and basically these images on the back are meant to be flipped. Prior to this version, that was not the case. So using these as an example, the one on the left, you can see it's kind of been turned around. It has in fact been mirrored. This one, you can't really tell too much other than the back itself is a lot more faded. Moving on to blocks. They fixed an issue with the quartz slab texture. We have a bug report. This has been an ongoing issue. As it mentions, quartz slab uses smooth quartz texture on the bottom, and it explains that this should not be the case, and this is what it looks like. Just to show you a comparison here, it's meant to have like a border around the outside. The only one that's meant to look smooth is meant to be the smooth quartz itself, not the regular one. Texture overrides that intend to target all block variants no longer only overrides the default variant. Light underscore block is now split into unique instances. So if I was to do /give @p and we did light, you can see here we now have multiple levels. It's just to make things a lot easier, because if you did this prior to this and you gave yourself, let's say 0, you'd have to place it down. And then you'd have to tap on it, and it just got really annoying to do. So now we have multiple of these. A few more changes here. It says the Minecraft yellow underscore flower block has been renamed to Minecraft Dandelion. The old name is still understood from commands and data. Sandstone block is now split into unique instances, such as sandstone, chiseled sandstone, cut sandstone, and smooth sandstone. So if I was to do /give @p and we did cut underscore sandstone, you can see the differences. Another interesting change, smooth underscore sandstone destroy time changed from 0.8 to 2.0, and explosive resistance from 0.8 to 6.0. So now this block right here is quite blast resistant, and will also take a little bit of time to actually break. Now for the gameplay changes. They fixed issue with trial spawners not ejecting loot in older worlds. We have a bug report. Here is the bug report. We do have a video here. this player was inside of a trial chambers, was hoping to get rewarded, and that wasn't the case. It's quite painful, to be honest with you. More importantly, though, mobs spawned by ominous trial spawners now drop items they picked up. We have a bug report. We talked about this the other day in the hotfix updates. If you died and you had the ominous effect and a mob picked up your armor and you went back to kill it, it would not drop your best armor. They finally fixed it. So that now means if a mob picks up your armor and it's your best netherite one and you kill them, it will now drop your gear once again. This is why I always tell you to back up your favorite worlds. As mentioned, the area effect clouds no longer shrink when entered by entities immune to the effect. So let's say we had weakness, for example, and we had some husks walking through this. It's not going to reduce the cloud because it makes no difference to them because they already kind of consume this in a way. This is just an example, by the way. So this would be the same for any kind of mob. We have even more sandstone changes. It said, fixed a recipe bug where chiseled underscore sandstone and cut underscore sandstone variants could be used in a furnace to craft smooth underscore sandstone. It can now only accept normal sandstone and no other types of sandstone. So there's a lot of sandstone words there. Basically, this could produce this and this could produce this. If you now try and put them inside of here, for example, they are not going to work. It does also say fixed vanilla recipes involving red underscore sandstone underscore slab as an ingredient or result item. They would incorrectly use red underscore sandstone instead. Red underscore sandstone slab can now be crafted again with 3 horizontal red underscore sandstone. And again, the same here. So quite a few recipe changes to sandstone. Fixed a bug where the breeze could get stuck in one place when beneath a roof of blocks while attacking. Wind charges thrown by players no longer have a chance of dealing more than 1 damage per hit. So if we got a / game mode S here, and we summon this, you can see here, I've now only lost half a heart. It's going to be the same every single time. So even if you keep spanning this, you can see here, it's just going down by half a heart, 1 at a time. It also says jumping no longer overrides any previous greater upward velocity and therefore doesn't cancel momentum from a wind burst explosion when both happen at the same time. So they're saying jumping and doing this should now be a lot more consistent in the height that you actually go. And in fact, jumping doesn't increase the movement at all. It should just be the exact same. So yeah, it's just a lot more consistency here. A couple more wind charge changes. Using Trident with Riptide enchantment now correctly cancels 4 damage reduction from the wind charge. Fixed a bug where the 4 damage protection from a wind charge incorrectly prevented 4 damage when landing a second time. We have a couple of realms changes. The first one is players are no longer kicked from the realm if the owner enters and exits the realm settings screen without modifying packs while multiple add-ons are applied. We also have navigating away from the Realm Stories story feed tab upon reading the first page of stories will remove the unread stories badge as the user has seen the most recent posts. Fixed a bug where the brand new Realm events wouldn't display properly the first time the story feed is opened. Fixed a bug that locks the player on an infinite loop after cancelling the process of joining a recently claimed preview realm. Updated realms tab. Let's read the change log. So it looks like the developers are sharing a small roadmap when it comes to realms. It says, we've introduced a brand new realms tab. It is found in the new play screen, but unfortunately, there is an issue with actually joining a realm this way. Sorry. You will have to switch to the old UI in order to join realms in the preview. We hope to have this issue resolved as soon as possible. But here is what you can expect showing up in the next couple of previews. List of realms. Easily view all the realms you own and have joined. Start playing, launch your realm directly from this screen. Online player count, see how many players are currently on each realm. Realm management, take control of your owned realms by editing worlds and managing subscriptions. Add or join realms, explore new realms by adding or joining them. And realm stories, view realm stories. They're doing some pretty awesome work with realms on Bedrock. Changes with sound. Crafter, craft, and fail sounds now have a random pitch offset. Crafter fail sound now has a max distance of 3 blocks instead of 5. So if we go ahead and play this, previously you could hear this on 5 blocks. After 3, it completely disappears. The copper bulb, break, place, and hit sounds are now pitched differently. So if I was to go ahead and place and break this, they sound different. The same for this as well. So they all sound very, very different. This is also going to be the same for the copper grate. Sounds different. Same when you do this. It also says copper grate step sound plays at a lower volume. So now, when you stand on this, it's not going to be as aggressive. Also, copper doors open sound is now pitched differently. I really don't know too much of a difference here. They've just made some changes. A lot of these changes also apply for this and also apply for the vaults. And the last one it applies to is going to be these 3 blocks, such as placing and breaking, placing and breaking, placing and breaking. Moving on to music. Good news. Echo in the Wind now plays in the Lush Cave biome. 5 Other Side, Relic, Creator Music Box, and Precipice are now assigned to the jukebox/note block slider. We have a bug report. I mean, this goes back to 1.20.30. Been around for a very, very long time. These versions are not controlled properly by the right sliders. And somebody even went ahead and made a chart. These ones were all missing and not affected by it. So if I go ahead and put this inside of here, go into my settings, go into audio, and we go to the note block sound, which is this one. As you can see, we can no longer hear it. It's now affected. Slight change with structure blocks. Fixed issue where player ID was not being saved on structure blocks when saving and exiting the level. From the versions 1.21.20, the player ID given to tamed mobs loaded from a structure block will always be the original owner's ID. User interface. The water breathing effect icon and timer no longer flicker while wearing the turtle helmet. Enabled the new version of the bed screen. The user can opt in or opt out using a feature toggle under settings and then video. Now, in order to access this, again, you have to do this on the main menu. But if you go to your video settings and scroll down, you'll see it here. New bed screen. It's currently in experimental, but as it mentions, you cannot access it while you're in a world. So if we place this down and go to sleep, apparently the screen is slightly different. Now, I don't pay attention to this, but apparently it has been altered and players are able to opt in or opt out. Moving on to the Java vanilla parity. It says, naturally spawned mushroom stems no longer drop mushrooms when mined. We have a bug report. Now, this goes back a very long way. I can see a report from 1.14.60. What year was that? Anyway, it just explains how this was a problem. There is a video on this right here. This person mined this with Silk Touch, placed it down, and it changed block color. Before we test this ourselves, the chance of dropping mushrooms, max of 2, from brown and red mushroom block was increased to match Java from 10% per mushroom to now 11.11%. So if we grab this, change our game mode to, let's go to survival here. We break this. First off, you'll see here that it now actually drops the right block. If we then try and do it with our hands, it doesn't drop anything at all. I believe if you break this, you have a chance to now get more mushrooms. So a couple of mushroom changes there, although we really didn't get super lucky. The next, Parity. Pufferfish now gives Nausea 1 effect instead of Nausea 2 when consumed. So it's no longer going to be brutal for Minecraft Bedrock Edition players. You can see here, we still have Nausea, but it's only level 1. Zoglins now play angry sounds when chasing the player or mobs. So if we was to go ahead and summon a whole bunch of these, you can hear the angry sounds. Bees now start taking drowning damage after 1 second when underwater. So bees, be very careful with these because they will drown a lot quicker. Crafting with oxidized cut copper in a stone cutter now yields 2 slabs instead of 1. So if you have one of these, put this inside of here, you now get 2 of them. It says here, crafting quartz bricks from blocks of quartz now yields 4 bricks instead of 1. A lot of people will like this one because this was previously incredibly expensive. Previously only giving you 1. It now gives you 4. We have some graphical deferred technical preview shader changes. Custom skyboxes are now supported in deferred technical preview. We have a bug report. By bug reports, I mean a tweet by Poggy. So he said, so deferred got some custom skybox supports. I rushed these. So this is just a basic example of what it's going to look like. It's going to look so much better once he focuses on this a little bit more. It's exciting for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. They fixed a bug where blank white thumbnails were being generated for worlds with the deferred technical preview enabled. They fixed a bug where certain objects from the world would be visible through the gamma calibration menu in the deferred technical preview. Basically, if you went into your settings, you could actually see the signs all the way through this, especially the glowing ones. Now been fixed. The extension ext_texture_cube_map_array is now required to run deferred technical preview on Android devices that support GLES 3.1. Some devices will lose support. However, most devices should be unaffected. Technical updates. Let's read the changelog. So this is quite an important update for technical players. And if you're interested in add-ons and scripts and the API, I highly recommend you go and check the official changelog. I'll leave it down below. They've also made some changes to editor mode. It looks like they have improved the overall UI. So remember, if you're a map maker, this is going to be the best way for you to make your maps. But the link is down below. Go and check it out. So anyway, guys, 1.20.10 was cancelled. The next update we're all looking for is 1.20.20. But between now and then, we are likely to see a couple of hotfixes. Have a wonderful day. And if you made it this far, leave a comment down below and say, Echo, isn't that horse absolutely beautiful?